Good morning, Rev here. It is February the 22nd, 2022. Hope you're safe and well and blessed this morning. First, I want to say happy birthday to my sister. I don't know if she watches these or not, but anyway, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. I need to remind you that after tomorrow, I will be on hiatus for about a week and a half. I'll be off the rest of the week and all of next week and be back the following Monday, which I believe is March the 6th. I'm going to read just a couple of verses to you this morning from the book of Joel. This is from chapter 2, beginning with verse 28. And afterward I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. There's a story about a man who had a dream. Now, you may have heard this story. But he took his friend for a ride one day out in the country, kind of way out there. And they drove off the main road, and they drove through this grove of trees and to this large, uninhabited expanse of land. There was just a few horses out there that were grazing, and a couple of old shacks were standing there. And the driver, we'll call him Walter, he stopped the car, he got out, and he began to describe in great detail the wonderful and amazing things that he was going to build. And he wanted his friend, Arthur, to buy some of the land surrounding his project to get in on the ground floor. But Arthur thought to himself, who in the world is going to drive 25 miles for this crazy project? The logistics of the venture were just staggering. And so Walter explained to his friend Arthur, he said, I can handle the main project myself, but it'll take all of my money. But the land that's bordering it, when right where we're standing, he said in just a couple of years, it's going to be jammed with hotels and restaurants and convention halls that will need to accommodate all the people who's going to come and spend their entire vacations at my park. And he went on to say, I want you to have first chance at this surrounding acreage because in the next 5 years, it's going to increase in value several hundred times. And Arthur recalled, he said, man, what could I say? I knew he was wrong. And so today Arthur tells a story about he knew that his friend Walter had let his dreams get the best of his common sense. And so he mumbled something about a tight money situation and promised that he would look into it a little later on. Walter kept telling Arthur, he said later would be too late, that he needed to move on it right away. And Arthur, who's better known as Art Linkletter, turned down the opportunity to buy up the land that surrounded what was to become Disneyland. His friend Walt Disney tried to talk him into it, but Arthur thought he was nuts. What were your dreams as a kid? What are your dreams now? What kind of dreams, what kind of visions do you have for your church? And what are you doing to achieve those dreams? I guess my bigger question would simply be, are your dreams God's dreams? To grow or not to grow is not the question. The question is this morning is, do you want your church to thrive? Do you want to thrive yourself as a Christian? God equips us to achieve his purposes. I've talked with many people about their churches, and the story is in almost every place is we just need more people. We need more people. But let me tell you that's only part of the answer. Some will say, well, I'm just too old and I've put my time in. Well, do you really think God is finished with you? I got some good news for you. He ain't. God is not finished with you yet. Think about it, my friends. Abraham was 100 years old. Sarah was 90 years old when Isaac was born. Moses was 80 when he spoke to Pharaoh. Aaron was 83. Zechariah and Elizabeth were old when John the Baptist was born. If you're not dead, God ain't finished with you yet. So don't give up. Disney didn't. And God uses younger folks too. David was around 15 years old, most scholars will tell you. Azariah was 16 years old when he became king. Ahaz was 20 years old. Josiah was 8 years old. It takes faith. Abraham, Moses, Zechariah, they all had it. In Matthew chapter 9, in verses 27 through 29, it says this. As Jesus went from there, 2 blind men followed him, calling out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." When he had gone indoors, the blind men came to him, and he asked, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" "Yes, Lord," they replied. And then he touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, it will be done to you." Jesus is saying, you make the call. If you want it, you got to believe it. And it will be done to you according to your faith. You see, dreams and visions are about faith. And not only do you have to believe it, you got to do it to see it. Now, some people will say, well, preacher, I just ain't, I'm not smart enough. God's not looking for smart. He's not looking for articulate. He's not looking for a Colgate smile. God's looking for people of faith. It takes hard work, and it takes commitment, just like Disney. Are you committed to seeing your faith thrive? What are you willing to do about it? I mean, it's entirely up to you. What are you willing to do to see your faith thrive? I'm Pastor Mark. Love you guys. Be safe, be well, be blessed, be strong. Go do something for Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow.